Hello and welcome to the back nine of round 2 of the U.S. Women's Disc Golf Championships presented by Mint Discs. It's our first major of the year. We're out here at Sprinkle Valley Disc Golf Course. I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
I'm Madison Walker. We're your two hotkeys.
Honk. It's windy out here on the back nine and really not so fun.
Yeah, it played rough out there. The scores are very different from yesterday, but the wind is also very different from yesterday.
Valerie and Rebecca in a tie for first now. Missy sliding down after a double bogey, but still obviously in contention. Scores are pretty tight through the top 7 or so, and then we start to get a little bit over par. Just hang on out here through the back nine, I think, is the motto. There's some backups. I'm not sure how much lead card experience, but there's definitely like a couple weights you can get iced on.
Yeah, hole 10, 290 feet. This one, they pushed us through pretty well. It's right next to hole 1, so a lot of action by hole 10. This little downhill shot, I think, sets up for a backhand putter or a backhand mid. You don't want to come in too hot, though, because this big Texas mulch will skip you way past the basket. Forehand can work as well, but the right side rough is pretty brutal.
I like the forehand here also.
I do. It's just, you wind up with some wild putting situations if it doesn't land straight.
It's true. Sai with a nice, smooth, slow speed shot. Crowd loves it. Nice to see some ladies out here in force in the crowd out there, probably after their own rounds coming to watch.
Can't wait to see the crowds grow tomorrow. Saturdays are always awesome at US Women's.
Rebecca, I believe that is a pure, and she kind of crushed it. At downhill, it does play, it's one of the few holes that plays shorter than the distance. Valerie, early, and
filter's a good way, but it is not fun over there.
She's probably wondering why they're cheering. You ever get that? It's like, oh, it was bad, people.
No, on hole 1, actually, I threw a great shot and no one cheered, so I clapped for myself.
Oh, that's worse. That's sadder. Missy catches early right, gets a pretty bad kick to the left. Oof. She might be able to get something there with some good ground play.
Ooh. Ah.
Bad ground play. Valerie working the turnover sidearm really nicely.
I thought she was going to have nothing over there.
Missy, super long look for a par save. Comes up short.
Finding herself on a little bogey string.
Yeah. Now Rebecca, pretty wide straddle.
If you're looking for wide straddles, we've got the round for you.
Yeah, we do.
It's still got really great power.
Yeah, apparently she only needs the smallest reach back in the world to have any kind of power. Nice birdie from Sai. Yet another wide straddle.
Yeah, Sai doesn't even come out of the squat. It's just
she
all
just
arm.
Squatted.
All arm from a deep squat.
Yeah. Smooth power, though. A lot of wrist pop. Yep, Rebecca missing left side on her par save. We've seen Rebecca have some putting nerves in the past, but she's looked so strong all day. Hopefully this is just a one and done and she can move on.
Yeah, people that putt a little bit on the harder side, those like right outside the bullseye ones get weird because you're like, do I take some off or do I just still jam it in there?
And Rebecca putts pretty nose down too, which is probably tough on some of these higher baskets. Sai still in the squat after the putter is in the cage.
Holding strong.
Valerie, quads for days.
Yeah, Valerie gonna be in the solo lead as we move on to the next par 4.
Yeah, this was the biggest backup, at least for my card on the day, so you might have waited a little bit. I like the sidearm here. Backhand works really well if you hit the exact line, but it can be difficult. You want to land somewhere in this area here. Then you can fly down this tunnel or take it out wider to the right, though there is an OB line you have to be careful about. You're not really thinking about it, but it's there. And then if you take that hyzer line, you kind of have to get a little lucky skipping in through the trees, but it's often an easier shot than the tunnel.
Evelina on hole 11 that we just discussed. Forehand is great here. I think it is the easiest play, but you do have to have some power in order to get all the way to this landing spot that Evelina's in.
Yeah.
Takes a good 320 feet of power, I would say.
Easy. Maybe more.
Mm-hmm.
Evelina, taking that outside line I was talking about, this was a right to left wind largely, at least when I came through. She gets caught up on the final trees, but in circle 2.
Right to left / head. It was not letting your disc go.
Mm-hmm.
It was real. Oh.
Okay.
In the wind.
Look at her face. She's like 2?
Okay, this is one where I would have a little guilty because the wind is playing a large part, especially when your disc is that high.
She's like shocked it went in. That's so funny.
That's great.
Love to see a couple of big circle 2 putts. Sai working the backhand here, flipping it up, getting it turning. Wow.
Really friendly trees, and that's
Oh, boy. All right.
It's going to make some spectators dance.
I think that was Nate Perkins for Disc Golf Network. And Valerie trying to work the backhand, hits early. Those trees definitely, I think, a large risk for the backhand. You can find them on the sidearm too, but Rebecca, not quite turning it enough.
Ooh.
Yeah, smooth shot from Missy. Just a little bit more straight pushing than you want, but great distance. I feel like Missy's just been just enough off to really show how hard this course can be if you're not perfectly lined up.
Valerie with a smooth sidearm, but it's also going too deep, and instantly she's going to be playing for bogey at best.
If Rebecca can make it like 150 feet out of here, she'll have a chance to save it.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. And she can save it from there.
Yeah,
it's not easy.
It's still pretty far, but she can.
Probably around 320, 330.
In a pretty tough wind as well.
Super wind.
Missy's second skips farther than she would like.
Yeah, the second you start scrambling is when all the mistakes start compounding. I can tell you that from experience repeatedly.
Just compounding experience, really.
Yeah. Valerie chooses to pitch out. Sai's going to do the same, and that's really smart.
From a deep squat. Rebecca working to save her par, going to swing around the outside. That's good power. Needs the ground play. And gets it.
Wow. Heck yeah.
Really good shot.
I watched 2 people throw that shot today, and neither one of them got through. It's cool to watch one.
I like
it.
that Rebecca kept it kind of like lower and nice and flat. I think it's tempting to throw kind of the taller, spikier hyzer, which doesn't work as well in this
No,
wind.
it gets tangled up in those trees, too.
Valerie going down the left side tunnel. Not bad.
She'll have a long putt for bogey. This played as the most difficult hole of the day.
Oh. So I'm making it look not super easy, but almost.
Wow.
Almost there.
3/4 of the field, 75% of the field, bogey or worse.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first one. First of all, large backup. Second of all, this is the first time you're realizing, like, it's windy today. You couldn't feel it until this hole, really.
It averaged at 1.3 strokes over par.
Wow. Whew. Yeah, it was a 4-card backup when I came through.
Sai barely missing the chains right. Oh,
Great run. Unfortunately, that's going to be a double bogey for Valerie. Rebecca looking at a par here and cleans up that putting mistake from the last hole. That looked great.
that's a good par. There were not many of them today. Only a little under 1/4 of the field. There were only 2 birdies. We watched Evelina with her circle 2 putt and Nathalie Ortiz.
Missy able to get off the bogey train with a great par on a difficult hole. Rebecca gonna find herself in the solo lead with that par. Here is third card, Jordan Linds again throwing on hole 12, the 330-foot par 3.
What a great looking shot.
Yeah, nice little skip at the end too. I like that kind of tight flex.
Dang, in the wind.
Yeah, this was a really windy green. That was mostly a headwind too, huh?
Yeah, nice little jumper.
Rebecca Cox finds herself in solo first. Big old tie for second. Big Texas tie.
Hole 12, 330 feet, a nice gentle right finishing shot. I don't love the forehand though. I think backhand's the only way really to get here without taking a huge risk. There are perfectly placed little guardian trees on the left and right. The fairway kind of pinches about halfway down, but then opens back up. The only OB is deep, but you're not really thinking about it.
Rebecca with another grace here. Never quite had the turn on it. That's not a bad kick. This was one where you didn't feel the wind too much on the tee pad, but then on the approach and the putt, you really felt it. This is a classic corner to get caught up in here for Missy. Sai with a nice looking turnover here. Gets to circle 2. Another one where it says 330 and you're like, man, why can't I get there?
Yeah, it feels much longer than that.
Valerie early, it's trying to flip. It's a rough kick though.
Oof. This is one of the par 3s where you do find yourself scrambling more than you'd like.
Looks like Rebecca tried to throw a really stable disc into that headwind, and it didn't quite work out perfectly for her. Valerie with nothing.
No.
She got mulched.
But I think she also just hit the skinniest tree ever.
I think she hit the stick that put it into that tree. Like, I think she had it. If it, But that's just the risk out here. Like, the roller, I don't know, isn't really the play, I think, a lot of the time.
Nice little forehand out, though, because that's a tough shot, and that was beautiful.
It was. Good recovery.
Missy with a long look for birdie.
Wide straddle.
Wide straddle count's got to be up in the teens.
Yeah. Sai, I think, trying to give it a run, but it's just going to be a par, which is fine on this hole. Rebecca coming back for a par.
Nice. I'm so excited to see Rebecca doing good.
Yo. Yeah, she went through all those form changes and has really been working hard and exercising a ton, and it's great to see all that hard work pay off.
She's just been so graceful throughout the whole process, too.
Whoa.
Oh, my God.
She didn't even see it, did she?
Wait, that might be Jomez of the year. Holy cow.
That was spinning in there for a hot second.
Oh, my gosh. I almost want to see that again.
Yeah, that was crazy. It just, like, spun on the nubs. Oh, man, everyone's talking about it, too.
Wild. The Texas wind.
It'll get you. Hole 13 is a par 4, 580 feet. You want something that pushes pretty straight down this tunnel with a little bit of a left finish. A classic mistake is kind of skipping a little bit too far left, but that's definitely better than early right. We're then rounding this corner and working back to the right side. A little bit of an elevated pin on a fairway a green that just has a lot of logs and weird stuff in the way, so ground play not your friend here. There's OB to the right and deep. We're going to check in with the chase card. Kristen Tatar on her second shot. It looks like she had a great drive. And she gets to circle 2, it looks like. All these little stumps do a great job of making you have to make putts like this for birdie.
Rebecca from the tee of hole 13. A chance to really air one out, and she takes it. Could go a little bit farther than that, but that's fine enough. It's just going to be a pretty technical approach.
I just like Rebecca's game right now. Lucid evader, she's just chilling. She's not trying to go nuts, and it's paying off.
Missy not quite as far left as you want to be to finish, but she might have something to work with over there.
Sigh early. And gets the bad kick. I thought she was going to make it all the way through for a second. That looks great.
Yeah, pretty shot from Valerie. And some good ground play. That's great.
Nice. That was her ESP Scorch. Pretty dang perfect. Sigh in a rough spot here. Deep squat for a rough spot. Not really able to get out, though.
Yeah, kind of rushes it there at the end. Oh, yeah, the pitch out did not pay off.
Yeah, I mean, she kind of changed game plans there at the last minute. Didn't quite pitch far enough. Oof.
No.
Compounding errors. They happen quickly out here.
Missy does have a little something over there. She gets way down into the flat.
Yeah, well done. Really tight line.
Super tight.
Rebecca with a really solid look at it, going forehand here.
Ooh, that's
Too much
great.
Turn? There's some OB
okay.
over there
Yeah.
deep on that side. That's fine.
Valerie from the best spot so far. Just a little low flexing sidearm.
Smooth.
That's great.
Oh, yeah.
Dang.
There we go.
Just cushions it right onto the green.
Sigh with some really small gaps here. Oh, man. Throwing 5. Fairly open look from here. You think she can see it from there? I think
Maybe
so.
just the top. Oh, okay.
Oh, skips over the logs. Nice.
Nice.
I swear those logs, more people hit those than you would expect.
There were only 8 birdies on this hole today. It averaged at 3/4 of a stroke over par. Played tough.
Rebecca with a nice little chippy forehand.
63% of the field with a bogey or worse. Most of our lead card competitors showing why they got here.
Missy with a really long look for birdie. Gonna be a par. Valerie, though.
Nice.
Yes. How many did you say? 8?
Yep, only 8. And only 30% of the field even parring. This hole played hard.
Sai gonna take the double there. After a couple bogeys, she's kind of on that train. Missy off the train, on the par train now. Much nicer train.
Mm-hmm.
Luxury coaches. And no one on our lead card under par at the moment. There's time to turn it around. Owen Scoggins 4 down through 17.
Chasing that 13. Moving on to hole 14, uphill 280. Plays a little longer than that. I like a flex shot with a more overstable fairway driver or distance driver. You could also float a mid up there as well if you keep it nice and high. Mostly you just want to avoid those fairway trees that are halfway because you can get kicked left or right and have no way to recover your par.
Valerie flips one up. She's a little early.
Wow.
And gets most of the way through.
Wow.
Trying to be objective. Not thinking about my own round. Dang. Rebecca late and squares that tree.
This is a great shot from Missy.
Pretty.
Whoa. Whoa. Big ground play. She is going to be circle's edge deep.
That was that tour, her 2024 Tour Series Thrasher.
Sai almost makes it through. A funny little kick and roll.
Rebecca, pretty awkward stance here. Oh, always get so worried about the hand. You can never tell the depth. Wow.
Wow. She's so good at those.
Mm-hmm. Takes a little. Sai similarly pinned up on a tree. A patent pending here. Also very nice.
Mm-hmm. Some nature watching. Valerie with a long look for birdie, even after that errant tee shot. Missy with the only birdie look on the card. Nice.
Yeah, cans it.
She's back.
On the nice train now.
Mm-hmm. There's a snack cart.
Yeah. Still got to pay for it, I think, but...
Oh.
Rebecca unable to convert the par after that solid upshot.
No.
We hate a 3-putt.
Heartbreak.
Valerie makes good for the 3. Sai also with a par. Rebecca gonna card the double. Yep. And with Missy birdieing there, she's gonna drop back 2 strokes of the lead. Clutch putt from Missy Gannon. Whoa, double shift, as we say.
In the biz.
Yep.
But everyone's still looking tight in the top. Evelina going to slide into that third place positioning.
Hole 15's a par 4, 590, but almost feels like a par 5 even at that distance. The drone took the right side, which works, but doesn't really set you up very well for the second shot. The left side forehand or anhyzer tends to open up this next shot as a just kind of a backhand hyzer approach. A lot of danger, and it curves back pretty sharply, pretty much a dogleg, I guess, to the left after you get out of the initial gap. I think there's only a couple of birdies here yesterday. I'd be surprised if there's more than a handful. Oh, that's really good. That's about as good as you can do the backhand hyzer.
Yesterday there were 4 birdies.
And even with as good as you can do it, Missy's still going to be kind of pinned in the middle trees there.
This is a great looking shot from Valerie.
Yeah, really nice. But we'll see how much they'll be able to attack for the birdie, though. I like this play for the par. It's just really hard to get a look for birdie from over here.
Yeah, you kind of have to go the more risky middle gap or forehand gap with a turnover backhand.
Yeah, exactly. Sai gets caught up high but drops straight down. Rebecca going big here, little inside, and that is why I do not like this gap.
Oh, man, that's a huge kick. I don't even know where she is.
Yeah.
The other fairway?
It's not good. Sai, really nice second shot. There's some kind of awkward footing over there, and I like how deep she pushed this. Should be an easy par.
Yeah, right in the middle. It's really tough to navigate that corner, especially at the perfect depth like that.
Rebecca is in the other fairway and is just playing the other fairway. I have never seen this, in all of my 2 days of playing this course.
Missy with some really good power on that standstill shot. She'll be able to get a par from there. Tricky, but she can do it.
Probably a little bit of a skip shot. Rebecca looking up and over here. This would be a wild par, and she gets caught up.
Oh, my goodness.
That's going to be gnarly. Here's Valerie after her excellent drive here. You can just see how sharp the angle is and how difficult it is to get up there onto the green. Oh my gosh, where even is she?
I feel like this one, watching Rebecca play this one hole, there will be an Amanda next year implemented.
Yeah, it could be. She's at least back on the fairway.
Ooh, not a great kick for Valerie either. She's still really pinched. It's brutal on the left side. Wow, that was a great recovery shot. Even getting to circle 2 is very impressive there.
Yeah, tough angle for sure. Missy, a little bit closer, should be able to swing it out and around.
Nice.
Yeah. Par feels good on this one.
Oh, yeah. There were, 58% of the field with a bogey or worse, averaged at 3/4 of a stroke over par. This played as the hardest hole yesterday. But today, it's like in the top 5. Only 3 birdies.
Rebecca laying up for a double bogey there.
Honestly, that's good for where she was.
Yeah, it could have been worse, but it's tough to see. She absolutely thrived on the back 9 yesterday, and she's really struggling now.
And her tee shot, I really liked her tee shot. It was just 1 inch. And it's crazy how that just radically changed how she had to play the entire rest of the hole.
Yeah. Missy with a nice clean stretch through the last 5 holes.
Oh, back-to-back doubles. Oof.
Hurts.
It does.
Missy hanging on to that lead, 2 strokes over Evelina, who's 1 down on the round, and Valerie, who's 2 up. Big tie for 4th.
Hole 16, the first hole in the mostly wide open. You do have a little wooded exit gate out into the open. There's OB bubble on the right, OB all the way down the left-hand side, OB coming back as you get towards the elevated basket and wrapping around the backside. It slopes downhill towards the green. Kind of shortens the approach, but it doesn't make it any more simple because it is such a sharp angle, and you can very quickly throw too straight or with too much hyzer and find that out of bounds. This is Evelina's second shot to the green that I was just talking about. Super downhill. Whoa. Look at her pushing the OB.
Huge shot.
And spiking one where it could have flare skipped 1,000,000 feet.
Wow. Yes.
Wow.
Absolute highlight birdie.
That is so good. I love the backhand play on the tee here. Forehand's good too. It just makes the birdie a lot more difficult. You have to really go huge on the second shot if
Yeah.
you opt for the forehand.
Missy playing that perfectly. It's so scary. You need to get that close to OB to have the best look at birdie.
Yeah, the more you fade to the left, the more you have to bring in both of the huge guardian trees. And the OB line is way tighter on that left side.
Mm-hmm. Sai with a great shot. Really similar to Missy's. Valerie giving her some more height and airtime, stabling out at the end. Good distance. Probably a tougher angle.
Ooh.
Ooh.
That's a huge shot.
Yeah, it's great. She's not even trying to go crazy. Once again, lucid evader, fairway driver.
Missy not giving it enough height. I don't know if she was trying to get all the way there.
Probably.
But that seemed, I don't know, that seemed kind of like a safe shot.
Yeah, it's a fine par. Sai definitely trying to get it there. Great width, good height. Hopefully gets a skip.
Nice.
Yeah, great shot. This putting green will test you, though. Sloped, a little elevated.
Rebecca
Man.
has to really take to the sky here because of the angle.
She did get so far with just a fairway driver.
And look at the precision on her second shot.
So good. Valerie's shot was enormous.
Come on.
Needs to swing.
It did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Leaves it a little short.
Yeah, that's a super risky putt to run.
Missy just lays up for a par here.
Valerie probably not going to mess around either.
Definitely not. Sai, looking to mess around.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Nice.
Didn't even look nervous. Great putt.
You could definitely feel the wind down here too. Yay.
Nice birdie from Rebecca, too.
What a bounce back. Valerie and Missy going to take their pars, and that's great on hole 16. 57% of the field with a bogey or worse. There were only 5 birdies, and we got to watch 2 of them. Katie Lane, Ella Hansen, and we watched Evelyn as well. So Katie Lane, Ella Hansen, shout out. Let's watch the chase card on hole 17, the island hole, 280 with a ripping tailwind.
Yeah, look at those flags. It just slammed the disc down. It was so difficult.
Very different from yesterday.
Here's Kristen from the drop zone at 50-something feet.
And her disc also just getting slammed.
Hammered.
It was also right to left, so it was kind of pushing discs to the left. I think
more women probably throwing the hyzer today, but it was still difficult to keep it in the air without just getting absolutely crushed downwards.
Yeah, about half the field bogeying or worse, hole 17.
Yeah,
Like,
difficult couple of finishing holes out here at this course makes for some drama. Here it is, drones flying the hyzer. There is a forehand line or an anhyzer line, but not going to see as much of that today, likely because of the tailwind and the right to left. If you don't make it, there's a drop zone. These railroad ties can keep you out or keep you in. A real love-hate relationship with these things. It looks nice. Probably going to see the hyzer from all of these ladies. The wind doesn't look quite as bad at the moment.
Sai, late release. Oh.
Hate to see it.
Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Nice shot
Wow.
from Rebecca.
Perfect.
Yeah, just sneaking it right over that railroad tie.
Grand glory there from Rebecca.
It's fun to watch someone that just looks like they have total control over the disc.
Yeah. Ooh, Missy, total control as well with the Zeus. Looks like she almost splashed the... Yeah, let's see it again.
Yeah, she buzzed the tower for sure. All the chains screamed.
Sweet shot. Valerie, maybe not enough legs.
She
Just
said,
enough legs.
She said no out of her hand, and it works.
3 for 4 on the island. Pretty good. Great run. Sai gonna have to settle for the bogey here.
Nice birdie from Missy on the windy green.
Yeah, she even did it with something besides a thrasher.
What?
That was a Zeus.
One thing's for sure is this course does set up for some sweet spectating.
Yeah.
I know that a lot of the holes are wooded, but they have little paths that go all through. And then these wide open holes are perfect.
Yeah, really little beautiful paths in the woods. And then, yeah, great spectating out here on the back. Yeah, they've done amazing work out here.
Yeah, it's one of the coolest venues we've ever played.
Couple of birdies, just one bogey. Missy Gannon back at even, leading the way on the lead card and the rest of the tournament also.
Own with the hot round so far, 3 down, 2 finish. And let's take a peek at hole 18 at 780 feet. It's a long peak. It's a long hole. The only par 5 of the day. You want to land somewhere in here. Your second shot, you're going to land somewhere in here. Ideally, further in, more left is where a lot of people are having a tendency to favor. Your third shot can land up on top of this staircase, ideally, but landing in the flat is a little more difficult. We haven't seen any birdies on this hole yet. I don't know if we will. We could.
I think we'll see some, not many. Most of them are going to be circle 2 looks, though, I think. This is Kristen's second shot, and it's center cut, at least. If she was, 40 feet farther, I think that's when you're in really nice birdie land, but she's lining up an aggressive forehand here.
I lied. We had 2 birdies yesterday I forgot about, but I think this one we'll see more and more birdies on once people figure out their landing zones.
This is in danger here. Yep. Kristen going to find OB.
Are you sure that flag was red? I couldn't quite tell. I think it should be bigger.
Yeah, at least twice the size. Kristen gonna finish with a bogey. Looks like she's in a tie for 7th. Rebecca with a couple of nice birdies after those double bogeys. Looking to finish strong here. That looks great.
Even though distance is typically nice and on this open hole, you would think that you don't really have to bite off a huge amount here. It's more about placement of your second shot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's nice, just not the most important thing. Valerie early. Missy was just a little bit as well, but this one's in danger. It's fine.
Oof.
Gonna be kind of an awkward run-up, it looks like.
The wind was pretty blocked on this hole. It's funny to see both Valerie and Sai look a little nervy on the tee because it was fairly calm.
It was a little taily. Nothing.
A little.
Not anything like 17. You could feel it, but it wasn't so bad. Ooh, this is risky too. Oh, wow.
My God.
Okay, she knows she's gotten away with a little bit here.
So that's how you do it.
It is a way you could do it, yes.
Missy
A more normal way to do it.
Yeah, going for that middle gap, and she gets over all the funky footing.
That's great. Valerie having to go standstill here.
Yeah, speaking of funky footing, she's still opting for that middle gap too. We saw everyone really look hard at the left gap yesterday.
I like the middle. Feels safer. Valerie kind of on the right side. Might be a little awkward from over here. Rebecca way up here. Pulls it a little wide to the right.
Thankfully, kicks through. You can easily find OB from those trees on the right.
Size third.
Oh, man.
There's the bad luck. Dang. Gets a pretty mean kick. Looked early out of her hand. But yeah, that's going to be a pretty tough spot to scramble from.
Rebecca just trying to chip out to the middle, and she almost finds the left side OB as well.
Yeah, a little overturned on that sidearm. Valerie probably just trying to get over the staircase just a little bit. And, oh, that's pretty lucky. That stair usually just bounces you right back. She knows. Hopefully an easy par. It was the right angle and everything, don't get me wrong. Just a couple inches higher is all you need, like this. Really nice shot from Missy.
So pretty.
She's up there for a birdie look.
This is a scary sidearm. But Rebecca keeps it nice and low. You have to do that. You don't necessarily want to get super aggressive with that weird angle. It's really easy to buzz the tower and go OB right.
I mean, either side. It's pretty tight the whole way. Mm-hmm. This is well done for the angle I had to work with.
Sure is.
Still a long bogey look, though. Valerie's fourth.
She's on the green.
Yeah. In the rectangle. Sai throwing 6 now. Is she in circle 2 or just outside?
I can't quite tell. With the way that run is, I would say right inside. Oh, I can't tell, actually.
I think the tassel was
right in front of her.
Yeah, right in front of her. Rebecca long look for a par here. Hits cage.
And I feel like that's just the story of hole 18. A circle 2 putt for par.
Yeah, it was certainly my story.
Wow, it's not Missy's story, though.
What a finish. That's to get her 1 under on the day after kind of a rough front 9.
A rough little patch in the middle for sure. And she bounces back. Oh, did that stay in bounds?
I think so.
Okay.
Big bounce back Missy, as we call her. Oh, good comebacker. Valerie finishing with a bogey there. Still going to be on lead card, it looks like. We'll check in with the scores at the end here. Five finishing with a double. Some highlights during the round for sure, but just a little bit to clean up. Still got 2 more rounds.
Yeah. And we talked about it a lot in round 1, not as much today, about how important it is to play the long game at this course. Even if you do have 1 rough round, that is okay, as long as you can come back and stay solid. It's a 4-round event. It's a major. It's all about the marathon, not the sprint.
Mm-hmm. Missy Gannon hanging on to the lead. Evelina Solonen moving into solo second with a 2-down round. Valerie and Rebecca gonna maintain their lead card positions. Owen Scoggins with the hot round, 3 down today. Yesterday, 7 down was our hot round, so played tougher out here today.
It sure did, and we had a lot more people under par yesterday as well. You can see some people sprinkled through with under par rounds, but most people playing over today. I'm not sure what the forecast is tomorrow. I think I've heard more wind, but it's sunshine for the rest of the weekend with just those classic Texas spring gusts. Come hang with us. We have 2 more rounds. We're only halfway through. Tomorrow's moving day, and we get to revisit Sprinkle Valley. So, yeah. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. So, yeah. We're the 2 hot geese.